But there's like secure delete utilities. Those ones, I like the ones that you can actually write in your own message. And so there's ones called Eraser, and just do a simple Google search, you'll be able to find it. It's a free utility. And using Eraser, and then you can overwrite all the bits with whatever message you want it to be. And I like setting them. I've used Sorry Charlie, and I've used This Is Not a Test, and fun things like that, just to really annoy students who are learning computer forensics in one of my seminars. So that's one of the fun things that you can do with the Erase utilities. I also wanted to talk about the anti-forensics movement. Now, anytime we have a discipline that has known error rates and known procedures, it becomes just a matter of time before the bad guys start to say, how can we use this to our advantage? And that's already the case. Even using data carving techniques and the steganography techniques to hide information, the attackers are looking at the procedures and seeing how differently, what's needed in order to hide information. And so if you go to Metasploit.org, they've got a project out there under the research project, and it's called the Anti-Forensics Project. And the Anti-Forensics Project is twofold. One, it's separately studying forensics, looking for the weaknesses. And it's also giving you tools and utilities that are tied into the Metasploit framework. If you've not played with Metasploit, Metasploit's an open source framework for compromising systems with known vulnerabilities. And what they're doing is they're building this anti-forensics package into Metasploit so that when you compromise a system, it's easier to hide your data. The two biggest utilities out of the three that are used with the anti-forensics, my brain keeps wanting to say antivirus. That's why I'm having the problem getting anti-forensics out. Anti-forensic project is Timestamp and Slacker. Now, Slacker hides your files in Slack space from other files. Once again, the only way to try to uncover these would be through data carving techniques. And like we said, you usually only get file fragments when you're using data carving techniques. So Slacker is used for hiding information in the Slack space from previously deleted files. And the other one is Timestamp, and that changes the move, access, change times. Now, here's something, my last investigation, something that I don't know why, but for some reason, even bright people can make this mistake. When you're doing something like Timestamp and you're changing the access time to the date and time, you want to make sure you also set the created time to make sure that the file was created at least the same time that the file was accessed. I've run into, the last case I had was two people who owned a business, and they decided to split, and it wasn't an amicable split. And so what they decided to do was one partner decided to upload illicit images of young children onto their partner's computer, and then went through using Timestamp to change the move access created time and changed only the access time to when he was known to be out of the office. So in theory, he couldn't have done it. The only problem was when we did forensics and we looked at it, we found all of these files that had an access time that was before the created time. And so how do you access a file that hasn't yet been created? And so we ended up getting a flag onto those files that something was amiss, that they didn't appear that they were organically put there, as it were. So that was something that happened. In the Timestamp utility, it was just one more field to fill out in order to go through and change the time from the moved, accessed, and changed data that was currently in the files themselves.